Hi, this is Jeffrey Kurt Financial Group. Today is Monday, June 2026, start of a new month. And we'll look back at last week as well as last month, specifically for the stock markets, because, again, the historical run that we've been on continues. Last week marked the 9th straight up week for the S&P 500. The NASDAQ, it's 8 out of 9 weeks, and for the Russell, 9 out of 10. So again, just a historical, incredible run for the stock market. We'll post it here. The NASDAQ was the best last week, about 2.4% up. And post a table here for the week, May, the month, and the year to date. The NASDAQ had a really good month of May, 8% up. For the year to date, the Russell still continues to lead the way, followed closely by the NASDAQ. But as strong as the stock market appears, there are some signs that perhaps not everybody's winning here. Within the S&P 500, which has more stocks because of some Googles and like that have multiple symbols, but for the month of May, there were more stocks down than up within the S&P 500. 280 down, 226 up. So even though the S&P was up 5% in the month of May, which is an incredible move, there were more stocks in the index that were down than up. The NASDAQ 100, again, 100 companies about break even, 52 up, 50 down. So even though the NASDAQ's up 8% for the month of May, not everybody was a winner. And so that, I think, historically points to maybe some weakness upcoming. Not to say that it's going to happen right away, and this trend can continue, but the weakness underlying some of the record moves is something we should keep in mind. And also, I'll put a chart up here of the ratio of the S&P 500 equal weighting. So every 500 companies have the same weighting versus the market capitalization weighting, which is the way the index is calculated. But it gives you a sense for how strong and how broad the move is. In this chart, showing the decline, which this means, again, a more narrowing of the advance, less participants within the S&P 500 that are in the rally mode. So again, and last Friday, I had the theme of the market is a bubble, and I do believe that. But I don't know if that's going to go away right away. And we get the SpaceX IPO. I think the market's going to be okay, and then the other AI IPOs later in the summer. But on the bubble theme, this morning in Barron's, there's an article entitled, "If it walks like a bubble and quacks like a bubble, then it's probably a bubble." And it talks about a lot of the SpaceX stuff, the big moves like in Micron and some of the valuations. Valuations don't always matter when the market's trend is up, but at some point they usually do. But in any case, again, I just wanted to point out that the bubble theme and also the broadness of the strength across the markets is a little bit weakening. So we'll keep an eye on it. Thank you for listening. I'm going to end it here. We'll be back on Wednesday. Please like, subscribe, and share, and send along any questions. Thank you again. Goodbye.